I would like to have a conversation with you about AI. Why is this such a challenge for a lot of people? And let's also talk about the promise of AI.
Yeah, I think AI can deliver a lot of promise. I think that it's a walk, crawl, run kind of thing. People are going to walk for a long time until the concepts of AI really mold into something that's going to be practical, useful, and really assist folks in their everyday job. It's great for trying to assist sellers versus trying to replace sellers, right? A lot of customers will come to us and say, hey, is this going to replace my sales? Well, did e-commerce replace your salespeople? Maybe certain segments of your business, but it may not have replaced your salespeople entirely.
So, Patrick, let's be practical and give me your take on how AI can make customer conversations better.
Yep.
And how it can make people better.
Absolutely. So I think a good example that we like to use, because it's in our space, is content recommendations. Really simple, really easy to grasp. It doesn't intrude on the salespeople's ability to sell. What it can do is recommend content maybe when they're in a certain sales stage, or maybe when they're up against a certain competitor. I mean, there's simple things that we can do to leverage AI and let the system learn from, success patterns, right? And look at successful pursuits. Look at, as Scott was talking about, some of the outliers, right? So who's my great salespeople? What are they doing? What are the activities they do with customers? How do they do that? And then model that, and then let the system take over and really help. But again, the role of AI right now, at least from our perspective, is assisting. It's not doing.
What about AI for learning?
I think AI for learning it can be an off-the-charts scenario. So, in our world, we think of it as, we call it adaptive intelligence, right? So if you can detect certain scenarios and let the engine adapt the learning paths over time, we think that can provide tremendous value. And so, people talk about everboarding and onboarding and too much boarding, I guess. But when you think about that, how do you then adapt the paths in a way that's going to be effective for that person? And we can look at success patterns and model that, and then have the engines model, leverage that. But it's not a perfect science, because each customer's process is different. Each product set that they sell, the solutions that they sell. I mean, we have some clients who have thousands of products per rep. Then we have other clients who have maybe a certain discrete set of products per rep. And so how do you build knowledge, and what type of knowledge do you give them, and what paths do you take them through in the employee journey or the sales journey or what have you during that process, when each companies are totally different. So the learning models are different. The learning paths would totally be different. And so learning paths can vary based on your go-to-market strategy, sales, channel, service, customer success, the assessment of an accident, at an insurance company. That person could be the salesperson. We also have technologies that can do things like quiz bots.
Right.
So if you think about in retail,
yeah,
right? So if I'm a retail associate, I'm on the floor. Well, I have my phone in my hand, but maybe I have an iPad or an iPod in my hand that is my point of sale. Mm-hmm. So why can't I be learning in a way that I'm comfortable learning as we go forward? Well, if you could automate quizzes and testing and assessments in a way that feels really organic to the user, and comfortable in the way that they're used to dealing with information.
Can you recommend 3 books that you have read that could help salespeople and sales enablement managers and sales leaders to better prepare for the future? I
think Art of War is number 1, because what it teaches you is there's a number of ways to get from point A to point B. I think that it's about creating beachheads and finding ways to win differently than the conventional thinking may think is the right way to do it. Resonate, really great book, and talking about ways to get your, to really help customers think about ways to project their information in a way that's going to resonate with the customer, no pun intended, of course. And I like reading, some of the Jack Welch books. I think some of the things that Jack Welch talks about really helps to really think about your business in a strategic model and think about ways to adjust. Because if you're not adjusting, you're probably not surviving. And think of it strategically, but also to make those adjustments where it makes sense to really help your business grow.
Go to Bigtincan.com and check out the company.
Yeah.
It's an amazing solution for anybody in sales leadership and sales enablement.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.